Well, all he said, because he halfway through the press conference, which has just ended here, Vavi's press conference, which Patrick Craven was chairing, he announced that he has resigned from Cosatu, but he said he doesn't want to talk further about that or explain why and so on, because he doesn't want to overshadow Vavi's press conference here today. Of course, I've known and I've interviewed Patrick Craven as Cosatu's spokesperson for a very long time now. In fact, he joined Cosatu as Cosatu's communication unit back in 2000. He's been the face of Cosatu for like a decade and a half. You know, he's been there with Vavi throughout his career. Vavi rising to become, you know, a key figure in Cosatu. So I know that him and Vavi are very close. I can safely say that Patrick Craven would have been very pained by what happened to Vavi, and I think his resignation is also an expression of solidarity with his boss that he has served loyally and closely for over a decade and a half, Devin.
All right, so let's just talk about what Zwelinzima Vavi said today. We'd expected a response from him on what he thought of his expulsion. Do we get a sense now of what's to come as far as union activity is concerned? What is Vavi's plans? We've heard him allude to the fact that he's spoken to Fedusa, he's spoken to Naktu, but can we see some rival federation emerging here to Cosatu, or is he staying away from that sentiment?
Well, I must say that, I was sitting there at the press conference from the start when he read out his statement, and then during the question and answer session, I was struck that the Vavi that we saw here today, that we are seeing today, was Vavi the politician. Of course, you know, Vavi has been in the public eye for a very long time as a worker leader, a unionist and so on. Of course, dabbling into the political arena in terms of his utterances and speeches now and then. But today, it was Vavi the politician all the way. To that question as to what exactly he thinks about the possible formation of a new federation, he gave a political answer, saying that it's the workers who must ask that question, saying that he can't answer this question. The workers must answer the question. In fact, him and the Cosatu unions that support him are going to be unfolding a program of mass consultation, going around speaking to shop stewards, workers on the ground, Cosatu members, asking them if they think it is still worth to fight for Cosatu to reclaim it, as they call it, or that maybe that fight now is time that it's abandoned. And if that is the question, do they walk out, all of them, the workers, and form a new federation, and who's going to decide? It's a political answer. I think you can read to that answer what you will, but he's not dismissing the idea of forming a new federation, but at the same time, he's not coming out publicly and saying, yes, now I'm going to be going out and mobilizing for a new federation, Kevin.
Nevertheless, Mbongeni, before you go, you will get employees watching developments here quite closely, because the nature or the structure of the work floor now changes, doesn't it? You might find yourself having a situation where there are many unions being represented, and it does put a spin on things with regards to wage consultations and so forth. We seem to have lost Mbongeni Muthwa there. We'll take a break. When we come back,